Hey everybody, it's Darian, and today I don't have a specific reason for making a video here. Actually, I kind of do. I haven't really made one in a while, and I've been giving into a lot of just kind of discouragement and a lot of pressure. I know when I go to make a video, it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to go through with this, or I don't really want to clean my room to make this video, and stuff like that, but the real reason why I want to make this video is because of the one topic that I haven't been able to get out of my mind lately, and that's pressure. Now, in life, there is a lot of different pressures that we face. Some good that push us in a good direction, and some bad that pressure us into doing things that we normally would not do. I want to talk a little bit about that today, and I'm just going to keep this video relatively short, just kind of speak my mind, no specific outline or study or anything like that. I just want to tell you my heart of what I've been experiencing lately. So, as of tonight, there's been some pressures to meet some deadlines for a certain Bible study that I'm going to be teaching. Of course, that's a good pressure to have, a good responsibility to have, and a good thing to be busy with, obviously. But it's so new for me, and it's still something that it's not natural to my flesh, so it's wanting to resist doing that. So when I'm supposed to be doing the study, here I am talking to you guys on a camera, which I haven't done in a while, and I'd rather do that than be working on what I should be working on. But I digress with that. So that's something that I'm dealing with right now. Plus, there's a lot of other pressures out there with, and they're good pressures, like I said, just trying to be there for everybody and be just an encouragement to other people. It's a good pressure to have, but sometimes you get down and you feel empty. That's why it's so important to continue to go to the Lord in prayer and in His Word. And that's honestly probably most of the reason why I feel this way is because of the lack of discipline when it comes to reading His Word every night and getting in there. It's not necessarily the point to, study the Word every single night, but if I'm not in there, I'm not getting filled, and you don't feel that deep connection anymore. And that honestly is probably the part that discourages me the most is not having that deep connection or to feel His presence when I'm writing a sermon or when I'm going to lead worship, stuff like that. So it takes constant being in there, in the Word and in prayer. But I'm not editing this video whatsoever, so you guys are gonna get all the great content and all the great mess ups and all that stuff. So I guess the premise of this video is I want to talk a little bit about easing into pressure, because I know every day we have these pressures, we have these fears of ours, and we know we're just going to have a hard day sometimes. When I walk into work and I know that yesterday wasn't a good day and I walk in the next day, I know that if I've done something wrong or someone needs to talk to me about something, I know that it's not going to be a good day. And I kind of ease into that pressure in a certain way. I make sure I spend more time in prayer on the way to work. I make sure that I'm continuing to pray throughout the day. And most of the time, that day that was supposed to be terrible and have so much pressure ends up being a halfway decent day, or at least a way better day than I expected. So being able to feel that out and being able to have that time, because sometimes you don't get that time alone with the Lord, but being able to feel that out and know when you need that time is really important, especially in times like this when I'm writing a study or getting ready to lead worship tomorrow. So it's really important to be able to ease into that in that way in prayer, but it's also you got to be ready to emotionally invest in the day. Sometimes like we're just done. We are not having it. This day is over. I'm done with it. But sometimes I get that way before the day even starts. I guess my point in saying all this is we need to make sure that when we're having hard days or when we have things that we need to do, responsibilities, good or bad, we need to make sure that we are aware of that and that we ease into that pressure in a way that's healthy, getting prepared for it, even though some things we just can't prepare for. They happen uh, they happen just so suddenly that it's hard. No one can really prepare for it. But some days you know it's going to be a hard day, or you feel not right waking up or something like that, or you're trying to get to something, but the cares of this life and your responsibilities and your chores or your job is just getting in the way a lot. Well, my encouragement to you is you got to make the time, and you got to be gentle with yourself. You have to give yourself grace, and you have to go to the Lord for grace too. I'm going to give you a quick story and then end the video here so I don't ramble on. But this Sunday, as I was waking up for worship practice, I went to bed the night before and I set my alarm, double checked it, didn't want to sleep in when I'm supposed to be up at 5:30 and be there at 7 o'clock. But that morning, I just so happened to not, like, the alarm did not go off, and I woke up at 7:01, right when I should have been at practice. And I was in the car, and I was just like wrestling with myself in my heart and being like, how should I go about this? Should I be upset? Should I be sad or depressed about this? How should I deal with this? And the way I dealt with it is I just gave it to God, and I don't mean that in the cliche way. I gave myself grace, and I said, God, if you want this to be a good day, and if you want me to be in this position for a reason, then even when I fail, you're going to give me grace, and I'm going to make a comeback. So why not make a comeback today? Why have to wait for tomorrow for the next opportunity to make up for it when I can make up for it today? When I can do my very best today instead of being miserable and instead of feeling all down and trying to apologize and justify what happened? It wasn't in my control. But being able to lean on God's grace like that, it really helped me. And my fellow worship team leaders and fellow worship team, they gave me a lot of grace too, which helped me be able to just freely worship God that day in a way that I haven't been able to. It felt so freeing. It felt like, even though I've made this terrible mistake and I can be irresponsible sometimes, God still loves me. He still has great plans for me, and He shows me His grace, which is giving me what I don't deserve, and His mercy not giving me what I do deserve. And that was punishment, and that was um, not what He gave me. And that is not what the other people at my church gave me. And I'm very grateful for that. And I was able to freely worship Him. And I think you can too. So when pressures come in your life, or when you feel overwhelmed and you can't get everything done, even though it's important, I totally get it. These things that are demanding your time are important, but you have to prioritize, and you have to make sure that you're getting that grace that you need when you can't catch up. That's my advice to you, and I know it's a simple video, but that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for listening. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a great night. Bye.